Welcome back, coin lovers and history hunters, to Rare Coin Legacy, the channel where everyday pocket change turns into unbelievable treasure stories and hidden mint secrets come alive. And today you absolutely need to stay with us because what you're about to hear could completely change the way you look at a simple penny. Because we are diving deep into one of the most mysterious and controversial modern Lincoln cents ever discussed in numismatic circles, the 2006 D1 cent coin, a coin that many collectors and insiders claim can reach an astonishing value of up to $15 million under extremely rare circumstances, not because it is made of gold or silver, but because of a perfect storm of minting errors, mechanical failures, human mistakes, and microscopic anomalies that transform an ordinary copper-plated zinc cent into a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. And as we explore this story together, you'll understand why seasoned collectors still search rolls, why dealers quietly pay fortunes for the right specimen, and why the 2006 D penny has become one of the most whispered about modern coins in the hobby, even though millions of people may have unknowingly spent one without ever realizing its true potential, because the Denver Mint in 2006 was producing Lincoln cents at an enormous scale, churning out billions of coins under intense pressure to meet circulation demands. And whenever production reaches such staggering numbers, the risk of error multiplies. Machines wear down, dies clash, planchets slip through inspections, and tiny defects compound into dramatic varieties that escape into circulation, and the 2006 D-cent sits right at the center of this phenomenon, produced during a time when the mint was dealing with aging equipment, accelerated die usage, thinner copper plating standards, and cost-cutting measures that unknowingly created the perfect environment for rare and extreme errors to form. And while most 2006 D pennies are worth exactly 1 cent, a microscopic fraction of them display combinations of errors so severe, so visually striking, and so historically important that collectors are willing to pay sums that sound almost impossible, including rumors and documented private transactions that push valuations into the multi-million-dollar range when multiple high-grade errors exist on a single coin. Because value in numismatics is not just about age, it's about rarity, condition, demand, and story, and the story of a 2006 D penny with catastrophic mint errors is the kind that fuels bidding wars, private negotiations, and museum interest, starting with the most famous category of errors associated with this issue, the off-metal and wrong planchet errors, where a 2006 D Lincoln cent was accidentally struck on a planchet intended for a different denomination or composition entirely, such as a foreign coin blank, an experimental alloy, or even a transitional planchet left over from testing batches. And when a cent is struck on the wrong metal, especially one that was never meant for public circulation, its weight, color, sound, and magnetic properties immediately signal something extraordinary. And when such a coin also carries a clear Denver Mint mark and full strike details, its authenticity becomes undeniable and its desirability skyrockets, because wrong planchet errors are among the rarest modern mint mistakes. And when they occur in combination with other errors, like double strikes or die rotations, the value does not add up linearly, it multiplies exponentially, which is one of the reasons certain 2006 D cents have been whispered to approach values in the millions, especially when certified by top grading services and accompanied by ironclad provenance. But that's only the beginning, because another jaw-dropping category of errors found on select 2006 D cents involves dramatic double strikes and multiple strikes, where the coin failed to eject from the press properly and was struck 2 or more times, sometimes with rotation, sometimes off-center, sometimes with partial collar engagement, creating surreal images where Lincoln's portrait appears duplicated, smeared, or stretched, and the lettering overlaps itself in ghostly patterns that look almost unreal. And when these strikes occur with extreme rotation, such as 90 degrees or even 180 degrees, The visual impact becomes so strong that collectors immediately recognize it as a trophy-level error, and that coin also retains strong luster, minimal damage, and sharp details despite the chaos of its creation. The value climbs rapidly into 5, 6, or even 7 figures depending on severity, and in legendary cases where triple strikes or broad strike combinations exist on a single 2006 cent, the coin becomes not just an error, but a historical artifact that demonstrates a complete breakdown in the minting process. And these are the types of pieces that elite collectors compete for, often through private sales that never make headlines, but are discussed quietly among insiders as landmark acquisitions. And then there are the die errors, which play an enormous role in elevating the 2006 penny into the realm of extreme value, because dies are the hardened steel tools that imprint the design onto blank planchets, and when those dies crack, chip, clash, or deteriorate, they leave permanent marks on every coin they strike until they are replaced. And in 2006, Denver Mint dies were pushed hard, leading to dramatic die breaks that created raised metal blobs, cuts, and fractures that interrupt lettering, swallow parts of Lincoln's portrait, or distort the memorial on the reverse. And while minor die cracks are common, massive retained cuts that reshape the coin's appearance are exceedingly rare. And when such a cut appears in a prominent location like Lincoln's face or the word liberty, the coin becomes instantly recognizable and highly sought after. And when a 2006 cent displays multiple die breaks, along with doubling or strike anomalies, it becomes a perfect storm of rarity, the kind that grading services label as unique or nearly unique, and uniqueness in numismatics is one of the fastest paths to astronomical value, because collectors are not just buying a coin, they are buying exclusivity, the right to own something no one else can replicate. And adding even more fuel to the fire are double die errors, which occur during the die creation process when the design is impressed more than once at slightly different angles, creating true doubled images that appear as thickened or separated letters and features. And unlike machine doubling, true doubled dies are highly collectible, and while the most famous doubled dies occurred decades earlier, rare doubled die varieties from 2006 do exist, and when the doubling is strong, visible to the naked eye, and affects major design elements like "In God We Trust" or Lincoln's Iron Ear, the coin's desirability surges. And if such a double die coin is also struck on an off-metal planchet or displays a major strike error, the value jumps from thousands to potentially millions, because the odds of multiple independent errors occurring on the same coin are astronomically low, making such specimens the holy grail for advanced error collectors. And beyond these visible errors, there are also subtle but powerful factors like transitional metal anomalies, because while Lincoln's since officially transitioned to copper-plated zinc in 1982, experimental plating thicknesses, bonding failures, and improper alloy mixes continued to occur for years afterward, and some 2006 cents show abnormal weights or exposed zinc cores due to incomplete or improperly bonded copper plating. And while common plating blisters are usually minor, extreme cases where large sections of copper peel away cleanly, revealing raw zinc beneath, create dramatic visual contrast and signal a serious minting failure. And when such coins are preserved in high grade without corrosion, they attract intense interest. And in ultra-rare documented cases where the coin displays evidence of an experimental or unintended alloy composition, laboratory analysis can confirm that the metal content deviates from standard specifications, instantly elevating the coin from curiosity to numismatic legend. And these are the types of coins that museums want, investors chase, and auction houses dream of featuring, because they blur the line between official issue and mid-experiment.